angry Migtau here, and we don't need their acceptance. We don't need their acceptance. And I'm making that very, very clear. For a long time, people have tried to say, well, if you want to be better than the feminist, then you should not do the same things they do. Don't attack them. Don't say mean things. Don't give them ammunition to attack you with. This is a dumb fucking argument. The feminist, the simps, the manginas, the anti-feminist, they will all attack Migtau regardless. They will blame us for everything and anything that they can. And also, who the hell do they think they are judging us? We don't care about their judgment. Migtau is about men going their own way. We're adept to the shaming language. The very moment that you step outside of the acceptable principles of feminism or anti-feminist or all of these groups, you're suddenly a terrorist, you're suddenly a person who is dangerous, you're suddenly a lunatic. They will never accept us, and we don't care for them to. We don't need their acceptance. We're not looking for their approval. They will always talk shit about Migtau. It doesn't make a difference whether or not I'm a radical Migtau and you're a passive Migtau. People will still judge you based on the fact that you're doing something different. It's as simple as that. A few months ago, I tried something different. I tried saying maybe I'll become passive. Maybe I'll tone the anger down a little bit. Maybe I'll try to get along with these people and show them that not all Migtaus are like that. But at the end of the day, it doesn't actually matter because they will always say that all Migtaus are ultimately like that. We need to realize that we'll never change what's happening around us if we're constantly constrained by the nonsense that we allow these individuals to portray within our lives. Because they are not the gatekeepers of anything, but if we allow them to speak for us, then they will try to speak for us and guide us and change the dialogue. And label us and say that we are domestic terrorists when in reality that's the feminist. We're going to be looking at a comment from one of my subscribers. And he makes some good points regarding why we should not try to play for validation of these guys. The MRAs and the anti-feminists and the feminists are all the same. So why would we even try to go for validation from a group of guys and a group of people and a group of girls who ultimately could care less whether or not we actually thrive and survive? Alex Shaw has this to say. And I want you guys to listen very carefully because there's going to be many takeaways. Given anything, disagree with women can be labeled as misogyny. It doesn't matter the appearance of an angry Migtau or not. Migtau will be labeled as a hate group anyway. Finding a mate on my term? How is that even possible when they can claim half my assets legally outright regardless when I like it or not? It will always be by her terms, and the Communist and Family Court backed her up to enforce her terms to be valid while invalid my terms. Your point of angry Migtau is making Migtau a hate group, which is invalid. And feminists are known for attacking Migtau for a while now. Based on your suggestion, maybe all we need to do is shut up and let them smear us like they want to. I've watched Angry Migtau for like a few months now. Initially, he was intended to stay under the radar. It was the mainstream who started to report his YouTube name in the article. And then all the feminists and manginas started to attack him left and right. Alex Chaw, thank you for this great advice, because ultimately the Migtaus will never be accepted. We will always be persecuted and always attacked for being different, for doing something different, and stepping outside of the echo chamber that is the so-called generation that we live in. Migtau is about going your own way. It's not about allowing others to tell you how to go your own way, to tell you how to live your life, to tell you how to be free. Migtau is freedom. It's about men choosing for themselves, not about men allowing others to choose for them. Since the beginning of time, women have tried to manipulate men, creating situations to lock us in. But Migtau is the first time in history that we're realizing that we are the prize and they are the ones who are looking for us because we do not need them in our lives. Don't despair. Don't lose hope. Don't give up. Just realize that we are the ones that have all the value. We hold all the cards. We hold open the doors. We are the ones who lead. We are the ones who create. All they do is create misery and pain, suffering, while we dominate. They are striving for power, things that they don't even know about. Ultimately, we are the ones who hold down the fort, who hold down the world, who build the buildings, who topple the apostrophes, who stop the dictators, who lead, who create. We built this world, so why give it up to a group of narcissistic women and individuals and manginas who have known nothing about it but want everything for themselves because they can't create anything for themselves? This is a big battle. We're fighting the enemy right now, and we cannot lose hope. We cannot back down. We have to literally move forward. It's a big flow back and forth, but ultimately the saying goes, first they ignore you, then they laugh at you, then they fight you, then you win. We are about to win, so don't give up. We have to push forward. We have to, in the words of Winston Churchill, persevere, never, never, never give up. Dominate, be great, don't lose faith. Because men are the ones who ultimately create. Men are the ones who ultimately persevere, strive, push, go further. Do the things that no one else will because we're the only ones who can do them. Being a man isn't easy. Life will always be hard. It will leave you mentally, emotionally, physically scarred, but that doesn't mean that you cannot achieve something great in this one in a lifetime opportunity, because you only get one life to live, so make something of it. No more divorce courts, no more going into these buildings where you have these narcissistic individuals and this person sitting on this thing looking down upon you, calling themselves a judge, judging you like they are God when only God can judge us, and siding always with the woman while saying that it's a court of law and everyone is treated equally, when in truth that has never been true. Not in our lifetimes, at least, ever since women got the right to vote that they never actually earned. But then again, women have never earned anything in their entire lives, so what are we even talking about here? Because the system is always tilted against us. And then they say Migtau are just scared men. We are afraid to get into relations. But then again, is it that we're afraid to get in relations, or that no women want to get in relations with us? Which one is it? When in reality, it's just more shaming language. And that's why we have to back away. That's why we have to go our own way. That's why we have to go our own way, the way we choose to go our own way, and not allow the shaming tactics and dirty language and attacks from the narcissistic people to even faze us. Because we are ultimately the ones. We are the ones who will prevail above the ill, the guilty, the wicked, the cruel. Don't forget that the entire world, everything was lost when Eve ate the apple. And that's the thing that the Migtaus realize, that that's the reason why we have to go our own way and separate ourselves from the narcissistic, devilish, snake-loving serpent lady who is so demonic and passionate about destruction. That life is not something that is important to her. How many children have died since Roe versus Wade in the 1970s? So many that I can't even count them anymore. It's a painful, upsetting, downright wicked and cruel thing that women have done when men have to realize that we're the ones who have to make up for it by standing up to it. And by standing up to it, we are going our own way and letting them know that we're no longer going to play. We're taking our balls and walking away. That is the Migtau way. And they'll try to shame us. They'll say we're gay. They'll say that we're trying to go and ultimately divide society, when in reality we are simply trying to protect our livelihood. Don't lose hope, don't lose faith, don't even think for a moment that women will ever come back to the table with something that's worth offering, because they don't have anything. They never had anything worth offering and they never will. This generation of women don't know what love is, but then again, the women never have love is. That's something that only a man ultimately understands. William Shakespeare understands.